Dr. Kazuko is just an incredible person. She is friends with His Holiness the Dalai Lama since the 1960s. She has taken me to Dharamshala and to Bodh Gaya in India on multiple occasions to meet with His Holiness. She is supporting the Dalai Lama's orphanage right on the Chinese border in India, in the military zone. You need a special passport to go there. She is just one of the most daunting people I've ever met in my entire life. She wrote a 600-page biography about herself in English, her autobiography. And I helped her translate that into English from Japanese, and that was my pandemic holiday. So I would go over to her house with my mask on pretty much every day through the pandemic, and she is just such an inspiration to me. And for that reason, and for so many more, we wish to give her a lifetime achievement. And now we have a video from Dr. Kazuko, I believe, if we could roll that, please.
どこ行ったって貧しい状態で生きてる子供たちっているからね。こんなことしてられないよ。はっきり言って。それから愛情、いつも教えていただいております。
I'm so proud of you, Mom. Yeah, and I miss you and I love you.
使命感なんかないですよ。他の人がやんなきゃ自分がやんなきゃしょうがないじゃない。Thank you so much for this award, which is a Lifetime Achievement Award from Jim Luce Foundation. I will continue forever as long as I live for the support of the needy people, especially children of the world. I hope that this will continue. Thanks to Jim and thanks to many people.
That arrived at 9:30 this morning, and I had not yet seen it. That's absolutely wonderful. I call Dr. Kazuko Sensei. Sensei means teacher or professor. I don't know how best to translate it, but mentor in Japanese. She's my sensei, and sensei arigatou gozaimashita. That was absolutely fantastic. Next, we have a treat for you. Vlada, are we ready to go? So, if we're good, right? Yes. If we could cue music for a very spectacular performance. Not ready to go. Okay. So we will move forward. The next Lifetime Achievement Award will go to architect Nushi Isan. We were very active in Haiti since 1999. That was really where we began, in Haiti and in Indonesia. And in 2010, Haiti was racked with an earthquake, which just devastated an already devastated country. And Nushin Hassan is one of the architects, brilliant architects, originally from Persia, who stepped forward to help work with other architects from around the world to begin to plan sustainable housing for those who survived the earthquake. Many people did not survive. Many people had lived in cement homes and the roof made out of cement just came down on their heads. So the idea was to come up with housing that would survive the next earthquake. And that is how I know Nushin. And you have been an inspiration to me and to young people around the world. She also has a book that I love, and I recommend that you check it out online. And absolutely gorgeous tonight. So thank you so much for everything you've done. It's definitely been a lifetime achievement. I honestly have to say that it's more of an honor to us than to you to have you come tonight. So thank you so much. Either way. Has Dr. Thurman come in yet?
Yes, right here.
Oh, there you are, Bob. Right in front of me. Dr. Robert Thurman, Bob Thurman, is also someone who is known as Holiness for a very, very long time and began with a mandate, I believe, Bob, if I have the story right, to create Tibet House down on Union Square, and he's done so much more. He is the authority of non-Tibetans on Tibetan culture, and he's a professor at Columbia University, and we welcome to the stage Dr. Robert Thurman. Robert is very, very cool person, but I have to say that his wife is even cooler. And he has two fabulous, I think more than two fabulous children, but I've only met two of them.
I have five.
Five of them, okay. Gandon is the head of Tibet House, who is one I know and I like. I live on Roosevelt Island, and Gandon lived on Roosevelt Island, and that was a connection as well. I was in India to go to meet with His Holiness 2 years ago, and I heard a voice in the airport visa line, immigration line, and I'm like, I recognize that voice. Why? It was Gandon, also going off to meet His Holiness. So we met in the airport in Delhi. So yes, his son. So anyway, Bob, you are absolutely the most intelligent person I know. And you understand what I don't about Tibetan Buddhism, which is amazing to me. So thank you for all of your life. And would you like to say?
I'm very honored. Yes, I would love to say, but I was so touched by your praise and your friendship with Kazuko, who is a dear friend of ours.
I know.
For many years. And we helped her with that orphanage in Arunachal Pradesh. And she was with us, served on our board for a while, and she was such a great friend of His Holiness. She's given so much. In the 1970s, we got together and she brought, and we worked together. I was at Amherst College in those days. And we brought the first Tibetan dance group from Dharamsala, the young people who do their cultural thing. And she did that several times with her skill as an impresario all over the country. It was really marvelous. So we love Kazuko, and we hope she will be well soon.
I hope so.
And I was thrilled to hear of all your kindness and your translating of her biography and everything. That's really wonderful. And I'm very honored. I don't really know what I did, but I've been working away for years, and I am alive still.
You're alive?
And actually, I met His Holiness exactly 60 years ago in this same Wood Dragon year. We first met in 1964. Yes.
Okay.
And it's been a wonderful thing. And he's supposed to stay on for at least 20 more years. he has promised it to 110 to his people. And I think he's capable, actually, of that. He would prefer to be reincarnated in a nice, fresh young body, but he can make it longer if he needs to. He wants to be able to go back to Tibet and cheer up the people who've been waiting for him there.
Okay.
And we just have to wait for Xi, Mr. President Xi, to get the idea that that would be a wonderful thing. To gain some wisdom from you, giving all these wonderful awards.
I heard him
to kind people.
I heard him speak in the Kala Chakra once in Bodh Gaya about how he might come. The next Dalai Lama might be found in a young boy, but it might be a girl, he said.
It might be.
And it might even be a committee. That really caught me by surprise. God help if it's a committee, but...
Well, I think actually you are assembling a very wonderful committee. And I think that there is a tradition that the great Lama like that can indicate, instead of saying, I'm going to reincarnate this and that way, and say, I already did reincarnate in a lot of good people who did good things. And I think Jim Luce Award, we can look up the list of Jim Luce Awards other than myself, and then I think we might find them to be already doing that. So yes,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you so
really
much.
Delighted
So let's move over 2 feet and be formal here and get a picture.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Just get together and talk to you. Okay, and everybody make sure you say hi to Bob Furman. He is a great guy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
I don't know how many of you have been to the Russian Samovar. It is a wonderful, wonderful restaurant in the theater district. And one of our global advisors, Vlada Van Schatz, is connected to that. And we love to go there and meet the people. And 3 or 4 of the people are performers. And they are now going to make a performance of gypsy dancing. So without further ado, let me turn it over to our friends from Russian Samovar. Once upon a time, there was a Luce performer where we used to race a glass or two. Remember, we would love the way the hours. Just think of the things we used to do, and we still do. Those were the days, my friend, when they never end. We sing and dance forever today. We live and lie, we chew, we fight and never lose. Only very young and shooting out. Ехали на тройке с бубенцами, а вдали мелькали огоньки. Эх, когда в сокольники сапали, душу бы разыграть от тоски. Там ночь лунною, да с песней, что вдаль летит меня, да с той стариною, а с ним струнною, что по ночам нагомучила меня.
садочишки. Если мы закончились старые, так и ночи эти отошли. Дорогой длинною, да ночью лунною, да с песенкой, что тайнит меня, да с той старинною, да с сеструною, что по ночам так мучила меня. Эй! Давай, давай! Those were the days, my friend, we thought they never end. We sing and dance forever today. We live in life with you, we fight and never lose. So we were young and shooting our way. We show, hey, hey! Hey, 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 hey! Two guitars. Gypsy dance, two guitars. Hey! Еще много раз, и что ты, еще раз, еще много раз, поговори хоть ты со мной, гитара семиструнная, вся душа полна тобой. Давай, а ночь, Валера, такая лунная, эй! Еще! Эй! Еще! Валера! Luce Foundation, we're so happy to play for you here. Russian Samovar, Blood One Shots, and our great performers.
So our goal was to wake up the audience. How did we do? I have never seen performers perform in 3 rooms simultaneously at an event. That was impressive. Thank you very, very, very much. Okay, next we have a woman who I would like to introduce, but I think she needs no introduction. I think any of you who read the society pages of New York or the philanthropic papers of New York, the Charity Digest, from the Hamptons to Manhattan, know of the name Ms. Jean Shafiroff. She is with us tonight. She is one of the most elegant, lovely, caring people I have met in my life. She is truly the queen, now that Leona Helmsley is not here. She is the queen of New York. And unlike Leona Helmsley, she cares deeply about humanity, about animals. She is on multiple boards across the tri-state. She is involved with animal welfare, with hospitals. She is just truly someone who puts herself out there decade after decade and really cares about everybody. And she is always drop dead gorgeous. So I cannot begin to compete, but we would like to give her a Lifetime Achievement Award for caring about humanity and not just, what is the expression, talking the talk but walking the walk. She is there where there's a need, and it's just a blessing for us to have you in our midst. Jean Shafiroff, please come forward. So, a quick mention to our team that everybody should be holding a business card with the QR codes for the program. I don't see people holding the cards. Can our team please make sure the business cards are distributed to everybody? The program is there. This award and all of the awards are in the program, so you can see all of the incredible triumphs and successes of all of our awardees, but particularly Jean Shafiroff. It was hard to make the print small enough to fit how many wonderful things she's done in her life. And for that, we would like to give you, she also had an MBA. I didn't know that not only is she beautiful, but she's highly intelligent. She's got it all. If I weren't already married, Jean, I would. So anyway, I would like to introduce to you someone you already know, the absolutely wonderful Jean Shafiroff. Thank you so much. You have to move over.
Hands straight out. To your left.
Okay, I would like to invite Jean to address us, please.
Well, thank you, Jim Luce, and good evening, everyone. As you know, my name is Jean Shafiroff, and I've written a book on philanthropy, which I encourage all of you to read, Successful Philanthropy, How to Make a Life by What You Give. I host a TV show on philanthropy in the Hamptons called Successful Philanthropy. I serve on 7 boards, 2 honorary boards, and then an advisory board down in Palm Beach for the Historical Society there. And we live in a world, as we see more and more, with tremendous inequity, and we see that there is great need everywhere. Right now, there are wars going on in many parts of the world. We have hunger in the Sudan. We have so many problems, and right here in the United States, we live in a world where there is tremendous inequity between those that have and those that do not. The role of philanthropy for all of us is to be an involved person trying to help those that have less than we do. All of us sitting in this room are pretty lucky people. And regardless of your financial situation, we can all do something. The premise of the book I wrote, Successful Philanthropy, How to Make a Life by What You Give, is that anyone can be a philanthropist. If you don't have the financial resources, you can give your time and knowledge. That being said, those that have financial resources absolutely have an obligation. Tonight, we are here to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Luce Foundation, to celebrate Jim Luce and his good work helping emerging leaders, working with orphans of the world, and working with so many groups that need an opportunity to have a better life. And I want to thank all of those being honored tonight because you all have done good work. I also would like to say that I think we should be honoring Jim Luce, and he, of course, cannot be honored at his own event, but we want to thank him for all the good he does. And as I look around the room, I see many people who do so many wonderful things. Don't be hard on yourself. Can I have your attention for 1 minute? Believe in yourself, believe in your power to change the world, and during these especially troubling times, get out there and do something. Donate tonight, donate to causes you love, and try to help those that desperately need a help. And one more thing, we keep reading more and more about people that live without clean water and with too much plastic buildup and everything else. As we look forward, think about our natural resources so that we live a life, a clean life, and we leave a better life for future generations. Thank you very much, and now back to Jim.
Thank you. We should be honoring you.
Thank you so much, Jean Shafroff. Okay, in lieu of holding the QR code, if you don't have that, hopefully our team has distributed them. Our websites are very easy. They're orphansinternational.org and lucefoundation.org. Could not be more easy. Why we have two family charities, some of you have asked me, is very easy. My parents were divorced. One is from one estate, one is from the other estate. My mom was a child psychologist. I adopted a kid when he was 10 months old from Indonesia. One of the first gay guys that have adopted a child in the 90s. And my father was a college professor. So my mom really wanted me to focus on helping orphans in the developing world. And she actually left her estate for me to do that. My brother bought a yacht, my sister bought a mansion, and I created a network of orphan care. So you never know what families will do. But and my brother and sister don't support us, but that will not dish on the family here. And my dad was a college professor, and he was teaching French, but what excited him was not so much imparting French verbs, but the leadership skills. Today we have leadership programs in colleges, but at the time, back in the 80s and 90s, leadership came through whatever the class happened to be, whether it was philosophy or German or chemistry or whatever it would be. And so his students would go on to become the American ambassador to Haiti, for example, and that's something that really excited him. So with my mom, we were raising global leaders, and with my dad, we began to support global leaders. And then I began to accept invitations to help educate global leaders in small universities in Indonesia, in India, in Jamaica. And so we're now technically raising, supporting, and educating young global leaders. That became our mission. And if you'd like to support us, there's a donation tab on both home pages of orphansinternational.org and the lucefoundation.org. And if you don't have a QR code for contributions, you're more than welcome to go to those websites and make a contribution. Next we have, well, tonight's theme is talking about peace. Right now with the Mideast, with China and Taiwan, with Ukraine, of course, and Russia's invasion, all over the world, I don't think we have been closer to calamity since the Cuban Missile Crisis. I am so afraid of the future. And the specter of nuclear holocaust hanging over us is just growing stronger and stronger every day. And someone who knows how to address that professionally is our dear friend, Jonathan Granoff. If you could come up. Jonathan has worked with the United Nations and the group that he founded and has run for a long time. How long? 25, 30 years? Yeah. The Global Security Institute. He is an attorney who knows the threat of nuclear weaponry, and he goes around the world speaking about that. The Japanese survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki just received an award, and I've met many of them, and the fact that they're still going, you are a young chicken compared to them, but we're going to give you a Lifetime Achievement Award. Anyway, let me give you the award, and then we'd love to hear some of your thoughts, okay? To Jonathan Granoff, JD, President of Global Security Institute, we thank you for your lifetime of achievement. However, we do expect another 20 years out of you.
First, Jim, thank you for recognizing people who devote their lives to what is virtuous. This is more important than the Academy Awards because they're about frivolity and entertainment. My father was the producer of The Gong Show, so I know a little bit about it. My mother was a famous singer, Kitty Callan, so I grew up backstage. And I saw people pursuing fame. And I saw how passionate they were about that. And I saw how, as we evolved in our political discourse in America, we could have somebody running for president based on his beliefs of the value of fame and selfishness and the denial of the rule of law. There is no other guardrails that we have against the abusive uses of technology, whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's melting the polar ice cap, or whether it's the use of nuclear weapons, than the rule of law. The rule of law is what changes us from being primates to being humans who are primates, because we can externalize our values and our behaviors. This country has the responsibility and the power to save humanity. We have the ability to do it in this country because we have the ability to make corrections in our policies. And our policies need to be corrected. And we must protect dissent. We must protect argument, or we cannot improve ourselves. In Russia, if one criticizes the authoritarian government, they get killed. There's no moral equivalency there. In this country, we have a duty to criticize our government, to make it better. What is at risk at the moment is the first time in human history in which the admonition of the wise to see the human family as one has become a practical necessity. If we don't have the compass point of our goal ahead of us, a world in which we cooperate multilaterally to work to protect the climate, to protect the health of the oceans, which provides our oxygen through phytoplankton. 60% of our oxygen comes from the health of the oceans, and we're putting it at risk. And no small group of countries, including the United States, Russia, China, and Brazil, could protect it. It means all countries. Pandemics, the financial system, all require a level of reality, a level of recognizing that we are one human family. So that's the goal. And we are the only country that might get us toward that goal, because we are the only country founded on the principle that all of us are equal, that all of us are bound by the same laws. And I'm going to just finish with just 1, 2, 3 simple, quick thoughts. One is, you can game the laws of man with impunity for a period of time, but you cannot game the laws of nature. Climate change is real, and there's no court of appeal. And we are the country that has to lead on that. And we cannot allow political leaders who deny the laws of nature and deny science. And the last, and I'll skip the other one, is love people, use things, never love things and use people. Oh, and yes, I wanted to say, Jim, you've gathered such people of virtue, and I would love all of us to get together sometime.
Well,
and so I've been speaking with my wife about working with you in hosting an afternoon in which the people of virtue that you're honoring come to our house in New Jersey and have a symposium amongst ourselves.
that would be fun. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thank you so much. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I don't know if Kevin McGovern has made it down from Cornell yet, or if Rabbi Joseph Protasnik has made it out of his Al Smith dinner. I don't think either are here yet. So with that being said, Gary, if you could come up and help me with the Luce 24 Under 24 Recognition Awards for the 2024 cohort. Gary Ireland's daughter was recognized last year, and he would like to help me present to our young people. Our young people are actually around the world. Many of them are actually in California this year with the University of California. 4 or 5 of them are here on the East Coast and are with us tonight. But Gary, what is our Luce 24 Under 24 program, and who is your daughter, and why does it matter?
I was here last year, and my daughter was honored, and she has benefited from so many people in this room. I talked about Judith Paulson from the National Organization for Women. She worked with, she was trained by the Congresswoman Bella Abzug Leadership Institute. Gail Brewer supported her, who just walked in. So my daughter, Sydney Ireland, was instrumental in opening up the Boy Scouts to girls. It's now called Scouting America. And there are so many opportunities, and it's being recognized internationally. There's 57 million scouts and volunteers throughout the world in the different countries. And scouting can be a force for positive change, and that's what we're looking to do. And the Luce Award that she got last year helped elevate her. She now works for the Harris administration in the White House, and hopefully we'll see her for many years working there. So thank you and for that forum. But the youth here, introduce yourself to all of the youth that are going to come up here, and we need to nurture them and make sure that they have the resources that they need to find their dreams and to help all of us, because the youth are the future of our world, and we need to support them.
Perfect. Okay, I can't see beyond the lights, and I'm not sure who has arrived from the Luce 2424 Youth Awardee Program. I know that a few of them on the East Coast were not well tonight. I believe we have several students with the American Pakistani Foundation. If you're there, please come forward. Hi. Hello. So, okay, are they coming? Okay, so we'll hold on just a minute. Oh, hi.
Hi, I'm Terry Gardner. This is, you're the most important people in the room. And would you be willing to say a few words about what you do and what makes you so happy? Okay. Can we have your attention, please?
Hello everyone, my name is Maha and I am the Executive and Administrator at the American Pakistan Foundation. I am truly honored to be awarded this prestigious award by the Jim Luce Foundation tonight, so thank you everyone for all the work that you do. At the American Pakistan Foundation, we are champions of our diaspora, trying to connect the people in our community by building bridges, empowering the community. Our Rising Stars programs empowers women and tries to uplift everyone in our society in all that they do. We have a lot of different programs that are focused on youth, on building societies, on community development, and we hope to use the platforms like Jim Luce Foundation, the American Pakistan Foundation, and other organizations to make this world a better place one day at a time. So thank you so much, Jim, and thank you for this amazing opportunity and platform.
Hi guys, my name is Samya. I also work with the American Pakistan Foundation, and it's just been an honor to be one of the youngest people as a part of the Leadership Council. We have been doing instrumental work in connecting the diaspora of Pakistan to various networks and platforms. Being a high school student, it's especially tough to get connected with a bunch of you lovely professionals. So having this platform and having the ability to effectuate change with this platform has been so meaningful to me. I would like to sincerely thank American Pakistan Foundation for giving me an outlet to empower women and also to uplift my own nonprofit, Nasai NGO, where we work to restore bathrooms in Pakistan, and we do various menstrual health and wellness pamphlets and seminars and things of that nature, so that people and women, especially in Pakistan, are able to find their voices and take back control of their health. So thank you sincerely, the American Pakistan Foundation, for giving me this platform. It's just meant a lot to me throughout my high school career, and I hope to be with you guys throughout my professional career and beyond. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you to the Luce Foundation as well. Thank you.
So please introduce yourself to these two superstars. We need to offer them any help we can.
I'll get a cricket. In the middle, yes. Thank you so much. Beautiful speeches. Gail, are you on a time schedule? Okay. So one of the important things in the world is art, because if anything helps to make us human and make us better than we are, or to give us literally a canvas to express our emotions across cultures, across languages, art performs. that platform in which we can unite. And we have always tried to support art and the artists. We have supported the Roosevelt Island Gallery for over almost 25 years. And we have artists in residence every year. And tonight we have 2 artists in residence in New York, another in California. The next person that I would like to recognize is Mumtaz Hussain. He has a Master's of Fine Art from Pakistan, from Lahore. And he is somebody who is not only a playwright, but a screenwriter, a novelist. He is a painter, and he writes poetry. He is what you would call an artiste. And with that, I would like to bring my friend, my dear friend, Mumtaz Hussain. Mumtaz, we expect you to do great things in the next year. And he will be putting a play on off-Broadway in the spring, and we are hoping to help produce that. So if you have any interest in off-Broadway and the world of theater and performance and culture, please stay in touch. With that, I give you this award. So, can I talk about Godly Bastard for a second? Okay. I will let him explain it, but the name of the show is Godly Bastard. It is about an orphan in a country that has a slice of population interested in terrorism, and he is seduced by this group to hurt himself and the world. And the artist can tell us more about it more precisely.
Well, actually, when I was reading what the James J. Lewis is doing all over the world, I mean, they are opening all the institutions in the third world countries like India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and all those areas. So I gave this idea because I have one idea that I can produce, I can write a play which matches whatever the Jim J. Lewis organization is doing, and that could we do a very interestingly, so we can transport our vision to the public, so the public, it is more interesting as well. So the public can also be aware of what this organization has been doing, and especially for that part of the world where is education really needed. Where even in my country, in Pakistan, 3 million children have no education, no schools, and they have no ways to go to the school. And I've been encouraging, if there is any orphan schools, or we can build up any school in Pakistan, and Jim J. Lewis is also working on it. And I am trying to put these ideas into the theater, into the play, because it's a very effective medium that we can transport our vision, our goals to the public, to the off-Broadway, and maybe it would be in a Broadway also if it's got picked up. So I would encourage, so please support this play, and not only support this play, support this organization which is doing the tremendous, amazing work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. There are young people across the country who are involved with people that are doing social justice themed film, young people that are trying to make changes through the moving image. And one of those young people is a woman named Emily Branham. Emily, if you could come up. Are you there somewhere, Emily? I can't see through the lights. There she is. I have met Emily virtually. I have gotten to know her work, but this is the first time we've met in person. And why don't you introduce yourself and why you care about making the world a better place and how film is the vehicle for you to do that.
So lovely. Thank you so much, Jim, and congratulations to everybody being honored tonight and everybody in this room. It's really a special group of people. I'm a filmmaker. I had the privilege of meeting an incredible artist in their own right. Their name is Bibi Zahara Benet. They were the very first winner of a TV show called RuPaul's Drag Race, but we became friends 6 years before that and started filming together then. And so we together created this documentary about their life, 15 years in the life of a working artist who happens to come from Cameroon in West Africa, a place where it's not so safe to play with gender identity and gender expression. And so we delve into that in our film, and we've gotten the film out we premiered at Tribeca Film Festival. We're a New York Times Critics Pick, and this little labor of love even got picked up by Fuse and Peacock. But we're working to bring it to an even bigger audience next year via PBS. So just continuing to get this really special story out there, much like all the stories in this room. And it's just the privilege of my life to bear witness to that and uplift these important stories in this really beautiful self-expression story, but also story about family acceptance and love. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is our relationships, our people, and our courage in day-to-day life.
So you're too young for a Lifetime Achievement Award. We'll give you our Artist in Resident Award. Thank you so much. So whatever we can do to support you, she is important. Make sure you get to know her and to follow her career. She is going places. She already has gone places. She's going even higher to help humanity, and we're so glad to have you with us tonight. Thank you so much. Sorry. Thank you. Okay? Thank you. We're good? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Is he here? Okay, I have made a mistake. I think it's the first time in 25 years, but I'll claim it. Parker is here. Sunil Hassan's son is not here, but Timothy's son Parker is here. There you go, there you go, there you go. I need Parker, come up. How are you? Good. So if your dad told you that adults never make mistakes, he lied. This is one of our young global leaders. This is Parker. And would you like to say anything, Parker?
Yeah, actually I would.
Go ahead.
So I created a website called Athlete and Wellness Zone, and I created it because as an athlete myself, I take pride in stretching, what I eat, basically just in general health and wellness about athletes, and that's my passion in life. So yeah, I created a website about it.
Wonderful. Well, we have an award for you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to get Parker into Harvard because Harvard needs him. So keep your fingers crossed for us. That's where he's headed. His dad told me he's headed. Here you go, Parker. Let's move this one to the nice picture. Thank you very much. Okay, this is not really nice speech. Okay, I believe it's time for another cultural intervention, and then we have some public officials to hear from. Is that okay, Gail? Okay, so if we could cue a young woman named Yusun Kang with the Korean traditional Jindo drum dance. And those of you in the back, we are about to have another cultural performance, and you might want to come forward so that you can hear her. And are we ready to roll the tape? Okay. That was beautiful. The next woman, I don't think needs much of an introduction either. She has held every political office I think we have in New York City. Gail Brewer is someone who has just been there for New Yorkers forever. But when she was borough president, she introduced her office to our young global leaders and hosted us. And she is just always there at every parade, at every street fair, at every PTA meeting in New York City. And tonight she's here, and we would like to welcome Gail Brewer. Please say hello.
Thank you very much. It is an honor to be here for so many different reasons. One of them is, for those of you who don't know, yes, I have been in office for a very long time. And I love New York City. I love being here. I love the fact that not only Jim, Luce, and the foundation, but everyone here contributes a lot to our city, to our state, and to our country. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And I'm also the parent. I have had 35 foster care kids, and I got a couple of adopted ones. And I feel very strongly about what the foundation has done to help young people. And also the international focus. I'm really tired of people who don't support the migrant and the families in our city. They have been phenomenal for the schools. They've been great for the jobs. They've been great for our city. And I'm a big proponent. As Ruth Messenger says, we're all immigrants. Don't forget that. And I'm also just honored because in New York City, you know, we have a lot of challenges, a lot of back and forth with different groups. And the fact that this foundation brings peace and tries to find common ground, which is what we are so desperately in need of. Even in the schools, you know, because of the pandemic, there has been a lot of absenteeism, a lot of bullying, and we need more than ever the kinds of traits that this foundation brings to the fore. I'm a big proponent of trying to work in the schools to do calm things down and have restorative justice and ways that young people can do peer-to-peer kind of leadership. That's what this foundation is all about. Even today, we had in New York City, there's only one issue, those goddamn e-bikes. And between the e-bikes and the people who support bicycles, I support it all. But my goodness, even that's controversial. That's why it's great to be here tonight. We can work together, find solutions, and make the world and our beloved city a better place. So congratulations to the foundation, to all of you, and let's hope for a world peace and figuring out how we can achieve that and be a better society. Thank you very much. This is a very special award. Thank you.
Claire Booth Luce was the wife of Henry Luce, who founded the Time Life Empire. And Claire Booth Luce was the first female American ambassador. She was a congresswoman from Connecticut. She was the editor of a magazine. She was a playwright. She was a Renaissance woman. She was a war correspondent. And we have an award called the Claire Booth Luce Award, not necessarily to reflect her politics, but to reflect her gumption in trying to make the world a better place. And we would like to give one of our Claire Booth Luce Awards this year to the Honorable Gail Brewer. A hand of applause for Gail Brewer. Okay, we have two assemblywomen tonight. Rebecca, are you here? I can't see through the lights. Okay, I can't see you, but I hear that you're there. Rebecca Seawright, if you could come up. There you are, I see you now. Hi! Thank you so much for coming. Not only did Gail Brewer honor our young global leaders that year before the pandemic, but Rebecca C. Wright invited us up. She's our assemblywoman for Roosevelt Island and the Upper East Side, and she'll explain the district. But she invited us up to Albany, and the young kids got to see how state government works, and we've never had a better host. She was absolutely phenomenal in explaining why democracy matters and what these kids could aspire to. Above and beyond that, she is doing incredible things for New York State. I'll let her speak about that in a moment, but first let me give you maybe one of your first Republican awards. Again, the Claire Booth Luce Award presented to the Honorable Rebecca C. Wright, Assembly Member, New York State Assembly.
Center, please. Right here. Please look this way. Look this way.
Oops. What did we miss?
Right here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
Please.
Well, thank you, Jim, for this very, very special award, and good evening to all of you. I recently returned from our state capital in Albany, and I have to tell you, there is no more beautiful sight in the whole world than Albany in the rearview mirror. But I would like to thank the two most important people in the room tonight, and that's the bartender and the caterer.
Yeah!
It's such a pleasure to join you this evening. For 25 years, the Luce Foundation has supported young global leadership, impacting positive social change. And as Jim mentioned, I was pleased to host you and your delegation in the chamber in the state capitol. And as you heard, tonight's focus is about peace, a very serious subject and very timely. But again, I want to thank Jim and the entire board of directors for this award, and to my colleagues and fellow honorees, Gail Brewer, Julie Minnan, my council member, my special dear friend Liz Abzug and the Bella Abzug Leadership Institute, honoree Jean Shafroff, Louise Braver, Annette Mandel, Ruth, PA, Jovi, and my husband Jay Hershenson, Vice President of Queens College, who's here this evening. As I accept this special honor, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my legislation, which is Proposition 1 on the New York State ballot this November. So I want to remind everyone just to flip that ballot over and look for Proposition 1. And I look forward to the future filled with hope, knowing that this room of public servants, problem solvers like Rita Cosby from the radio, and visionaries are making a difference for peace. So thank you for this very special award.
Thank you very much. Okay, next we have another assemblywoman, an assembly member from New Jersey. And I honestly don't know that much about New Jersey politics. I have to apologize, but I have been told that she is an absolutely amazing human being, and she came so highly recommended by our board of directors. Honorary Shama Haider, please come up. And she is the first Pakistani-American woman, I believe, elected in New Jersey.
The first Muslim Pakistani-American person elected in New Jersey.
That's pretty good.
To the state assembly.
Okay, so let me give you an award, and then we'd love to hear from you. Okay, one moment. So again, the Claire Booth Luce Award to the Honorary Shama Haider. Thank you so much for coming, and we would love to hear from you. But first, let's get a picture. Please.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you to the foundation. This is an incredible honor and a humbling thing for me to be here today, to receive an award which is the legacy of a trailblazer herself. I mean, you talked about her, but I read about her before I came. Amazing woman. But here I stand before you, I am indeed privileged to be the first Muslim to be elected to the New Jersey State Legislature. And I'm also the first Pakistani American and the first Pakistani American woman to be elected to that position. My interest in politics began when I was a college student in Pakistan and there was a military dictatorship. And you know, college students are always in the forefront of protests and trying to fight everything which is wrong. So there we were fighting for return of democracy. And when we did get back democracy, I had the privilege of becoming the personal secretary to the First Lady of Pakistan at that time, because that is the government that came into office, the ones we were fighting for. Fast forward to the United States, when I moved here, I got involved with all kinds of political activity in my hometown, in my county, in my state, and here I am standing before you, elected to the State Assembly. Who would have thought, grandmother of 4, mother of 2, standing here before you to talk about my now position in the State Assembly. I'm the Deputy Majority Leader. I chair the Children, Families and Food Security Committee. I sit on Health and Appropriations, and I have a vast array of interests starting from maternal health, right off to animal welfare. Somebody talked about animal welfare today. I have a bill I'm trying to fight to get it through the assembly. I work on issues of transportation because I live in a very dense part of New Jersey. And I'm standing before you extremely grateful to the Luce Foundation for honoring me with this award. Thank you, everyone.
Lovely to have you. Okay, thank you. Okay, if someone on our team could let me know if our Councilwoman Julie Menon has made it or not. Ah, there you are. Great. We have on Roosevelt Island a really, really good New York City Council member. Her name is Julie Menon, and everything about Roosevelt Island community she is there fighting for, so I know firsthand what she's doing for us, and I think she's doing it in every neighborhood of New York City. She's someone who cares deeply about our city. I didn't know her in the beginning, and I was so truly, truly impressed when she came into office and read her literature, and it's just been a delight to meet her, and we would love to have her come and say hello. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jim. It's just such an honor to be here, and I first of all want to congratulate my fellow elected officials, my colleague Councilmember Gail Brewer on her award, and Assembly Member Rebecca Seawright. So I've had the honor of serving in the City Council since 2001. Before that, I served as Commissioner of the Department of Consumer Affairs for the city and Commissioner of Media and Entertainment. And so it's a tremendous honor to receive this award in public service, and I know you heard a little bit about Claire Booth Luce, but I do want to say, like, not only was she obviously an ambassador, an elected official, a playwright, and you heard all the different accolades, but she also has one of the best quotes I've ever heard, and that is something she said, which is, "No good deed goes unpunished." I say this all the time to my 4 kids, so I just wanted to mention that. One of the things that I thought, oh, thank you. Okay, I'll take that. One of the things that I thought is so important to note is the theme of tonight, which is peace is possible even in the face of senseless violence. So obviously we're facing a very tough year post-October 7th. As someone who's the daughter of a Holocaust survivor and a member of the Jewish Caucus and the City Council, we are very focused on fighting anti-Semitism, which is on the rise. We're also focused, of course, on fighting Islamophobia, which is also on the rise in New York City. One of the programs I was proud to launch earlier this year is I launched an initiative with the Museum of Jewish Heritage and the Gray Foundation, where we're bringing 85,000 8th grade public school students to the Museum of Jewish Heritage, to the Holocaust exhibition, to learn about the Holocaust, to teach tolerance, to teach inclusion, and to try to combat some of the hatred that we're unfortunately seeing in our city, and to really try to bring young people together. And to me, I think this is honestly one of the focuses of government and one of the things that we obviously have a lot of work to do moving forward. I say this as someone who, as I mentioned, is the daughter of a Holocaust survivor, and I'm so proud of the fact that my mother and grandmother were able to leave Hungary, come to New York City, settle on the east side of Manhattan in what was then known as Little Hungary, and I now have the great honor to represent that community. So in closing, I really want to thank you, Jim, so much for this incredible award. It's an honor to be here with all of you tonight.
Thank you so much. Let's give a good picture. Thank you very much. I have been touched, Julie, by your work with issues of tolerance and the Holocaust and whatnot. When I was 18, I was an AFS student to Germany, and my host brother's father had been involved as a soldier in the German army. He was drafted. My father, at the age of 18, was also a soldier under Patton liberating Dachau, and he and I went and visited Dachau together. And when we saw the gate, Arbeit macht frei, freedom liberates, and his dad was a German soldier, my dad was an American soldier, and we were connected, and we realized that it is possible to build bonds to keep this from happening. But it's not something that we can take for granted. We have to work every day to make the world a better place, and our politicians in New York City know that and put that at the forefront. It's not just the New York experience on their agenda, but it's a global experience because we're a global city. And I'm so appreciative of you and all of our elected officials for being here tonight. Thank you. Okay, with that, I would like to move on to the next group. We have our Quarter Century Global Leadership Awards. And Rita Cosby, if you're going to be available. We have been doing this thing for 25 years. We started in 1999. And one of the very first people who was there for us was this woman named Rita Cosby. And she was able to do the narration of our very first video, which is online on YouTube. And she has been somebody who we have watched her career, where she has met and discussed with world leaders from across the stage on our various platforms, now with WABC. And she is just a spectacular interviewer. She is the most bubbly person I've ever met. I can't keep up with her. She is just the most charming and energetic and intelligent person that I've come across to help us, and I really appreciate everything that you've done for us. Please come forward, Rita Cosby, and accept our Quarter Century Global Leadership Award.
Sure, say something. Let's say something. I just want to say, first of all, congratulations to all the other wonderful honorees. I see so many familiar faces like Gail and Rebecca. Also, my dear friend, Jean Shafroff, and so many others that are here tonight. It's an honor to be with all of you guys and included in such a great group of men and women. As Jim mentioned, I was thinking about that today on the way over here. How incredible it is what you have accomplished in these years. When Jim had asked me a number of years ago to narrate that video, I was like, tell me a little bit more about what you're doing. And since I did that video, you have been to so many countries around the globe and making such an enormous difference. So before I accept this award, I want to make sure everybody gives a big round of applause to the great Jim Luce. I was thinking a little bit about what Julie Menon had just said. And as somebody who is, I'm a first-generation American. My father's Polish, my mother's Danish. They literally came over through New York Harbor and with $100 in their pocket.
And my father also grew up right outside the Warsaw Ghetto, Polish Catholic, but knew at an early age that he had to stand up against hate and had to stand up against what was clearly evil in his own backyard. And when the Nazis came in, my father said, "I am staying and fighting for freedom." And so I grew up in a household that always spoke loudly and always spoke for what they believed in and what they cared about. And I also learned at an early age that it didn't matter if you were Jewish, if you were Polish Catholic, that good people need to bandy together and fight hate together. Absolutely. So I come from good genes. And I also thought about on the way over here that I'm so honored to get this award. As many of you know, thank you all for watching my shows and listening to my radio shows too. I'm hosting 3 shows right now. We're all #1, so that's a good thing. But we also have all sides on our show. I know we've had Gala on our show, we've had Rebecca Seawright, we hope to have Julie on. We've had so many folks on through the years. And it's because we believe in having all voices. And at a time right now where we are literally covering potentially World War III with everything that's going on in the world. I understand what's happening in Ukraine all too well. I've been to Ukraine. Poland, of course, is a neighbor of Ukraine. I have so many friends from Poland who have taken in Ukrainian families. They understand the price of war. My father lost 90% of his unit. He understands the price of war. But I also believe we can all make an incredible difference together. And with the incredible work of people in this room who are real heroes in the community, we can start with us and we can speak out loud and clear. And that's why, as crazy as I am, I'm working about 100 hours a week, as many of you know. I'm in between broadcasts tonight. But I said I have to be here because I love what all of you do and what all of you represent and the incredible difference you all make. I see my beautiful friend Jean Shafroff there who gave a magnificent speech earlier. You're terrific. But I also love what the Luce Foundation does, and I love what Orphans International does. And when I saw that Claire Booth Luce also is a war correspondent who covered Europe and was good friends with Winston Churchill, I said, if she can be covering the war zones, I'm going to be here tonight in between the war zones. So anyway, I am really honored to be here and to accept this award on behalf of such an incredible organization that does so much good and helps young people. Because as we all know, as we're talking about hate around the world, we have to start with the young kids. We have to make a difference. We have to be able to educate future generations. And it all starts with incredible groups like you. I love Jim Luce. He is one of the great heroes out there. If you don't know him, he's one of the most magnificent people you will ever meet. And it's an honor to be here with all of you awesome people tonight. Thank you. I'm very privileged. Thank you. I'm very honored. Thank you.
Right here to your left, left. Helmet check.
You were here.
Oh, Rita, we have a request for one more.
Have we talked about
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So, next we have a younger person winning our Quarter Century Global Leadership Award. Luce Trinidad, if you could come forward. Are you still here? There you are, right in the front row. Thank you. You want to speak first? Okay. So, can you introduce why you've gotten involved with trying to make the world a better place and what you're doing towards that end?
Thank you, Jim. It's great to meet you. Hi, everyone. If I can have your attention for a minute, please. First, I want to thank all of you for the incredible work that you're all doing. I got to speak with some of you earlier, and I'm just incredibly amazed, especially by the elders who are in the room, and I really hope to be like some of you when I get a little bit older. So the reason why I do the work I do is because as a child, it was instilled in me that we are a community, a global community, and that we must give, and that privilege and that choice is a privilege, and every day we can choose to do better and support others. And Jean, I think, mentioned earlier that even if you don't have the money, perhaps you have the time, perhaps you have knowledge to share. And something I want to say in reference to the public crisis and the climate crisis, as a person who has been fighting to protect the sacred since childhood, we're not going to solve the climate crisis with war and genocide. And that is very absolutely clear. It is one of the main contributors to the climate crisis. And we need peace, but we also need liberation. Liberation means where everyone can exist within full selves, whether they're in Palestine, in New York, or anywhere across the world. It was just Indigenous Peoples Day, so I want to really say to everyone who is Indigenous, happy Indigenous Peoples Day, and thank you for persevering being here. While we listen to people that have used this country as a refuge, it has been built on the back of the genocide of Indigenous people who are still here. So when you're opening your pockets, when you're, really acting and being in action and donating those dollars, think about the Indigenous people that are still here in New York City, on Lenape land, and across the world. And if we are not going to protect Indigenous people, we're not going to have a planet to live on. Afro-descendants and Indigenous people are protecting our planet at this very moment. And so that is my legacy, and that is why I choose to do what I do. And as a vegan, I just want to say that this world is not just for humans. It is for the multi-species community that we have here. We are all relatives. Our flora and fauna, our air, our water, our land, and our soil. And once we understand that connection and we decolonize that interruption that has happened through over 500 years of colonization, we will start to heal. That is where othering comes from. We are all relatives, we are all related, and we must protect one another because we are a global community. And that drives my work, is to one day see all of us protecting what sustains that, and that is our planet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is the first time that we've met, but she came so strongly recommended by our board, and now I can see why. It's an honor to have you with us. Thank you so much for coming. Really. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Watch her over the next 25 years. She might be in the White House. Okay, Karen, are you here, Karen Dunkley?
I'm here.
Where? Oh, there you are. I can't see Karen. Come on up. This is Karen Dunkley. She is also just a super sweet person. I wish you were all looking at the program on your cell phones because there is such a great write-up about her. Thank you so much. So Karen Dunkley is an educator working originally from New York, right, but working in Philadelphia. And she has a background in education, a doctorate, and she's working with children with schools, and she can tell you more precisely what she's doing, but she is just heart to heart. We've gotten to know each other, and she is phenomenal, and there are just great write-ups about her online. But let's hear from her, Karen Dunkley herself. Please, Dr. Dunkley.
Thank you so much. I'm from Jamaica, and where I am from, we say greetings and salutations. So greetings. Greetings. Thank you. I'm really honored to accept this award, As Jim eloquently pointed out, I'm an educator, and to be an educator in today's society simply means that we're transformational agents, and we are really revolutionizing and radicalizing the way that we teach our young people, especially as we look at the current socio-political context. It's so critical to let them know, to be able to distinguish between what is fact and what is fiction. And on that note, the work of education continues to be the great equalizer for all human beings around the world. So unlike what you would normally expect from an educator to be long-winded, I will be quite brief, but just say to each of you, let us continue to deliver on the promise of public education for all children and all individuals so that they can maximize their potential. Thank you.
So I'd like to present our Quarter Century Global Leadership Award to Dr. Karen Dunkley E. How do you say it? Doctorate of Education. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, our last honoree in the Quarter Century Global Leadership category is Jonathan Hollander. Jonathan Hollander is someone who founded the Battery Park Dance Company decades ago. He has done such a phenomenal job. We know each other because he was also an AFS returnee, and we were involved together with the Indo-American Arts Council that he founded with Arun Jivdasani, and he is right now in Germany with young people, helping to bring the world of peace closer together in Berlin. But with him tonight, with us tonight, is Dr. Helena Confin, and I think Imad Salim is here, and we'd like them to come up and to accept the award on behalf of Jonathan Hollander. But we'd also like them to speak about Jonathan and the Battery Park Dance Company.
Thank you so much, Jim. It is a great honor to accept this award on behalf of Jonathan Hollander. As Jim said, he's in Germany at the moment. The Battery Dance is almost 50 years old. We'll celebrate our anniversary soon. Jonathan is the founder and the creator of this magnificent organization that has visited 70 countries around the world. Artistic excellence is one of the goals, but Battery Dance has also worked with young people everywhere. People in conflict situations, people with handicaps, and he is just one of the finest. I can't think of anybody who is a greater promoter of global peace. So, and this is Imad Salim, who is our director, our executive director at Battery Dance. We also have extensive programs in New York. Maybe you could say a word about that.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim, for this honor. Battery Dance, as Helena mentioned, was founded by Jonathan nearly 50 years ago, with the simple mission of increasing understanding between people and creating lasting social impact through dance. And from that came work in the schools, 300,000 plus public school students impacted to date, doing performances for the public free of charge. Battery Dance Festival is now New York City's longest running public dance festival. And as Helena mentioned, working across the world in over 70 countries with the support of the US Department of State and foreign governments as well. And what we found from all our work bringing people together through dance is that when you give the tools of art to young people and young adults, allow them to create with one another, allow them to share their stories through art and showcase it to others, mistrust and distrust becomes trust, hatred becomes love. There's understanding. People learn more about themselves and the people they're working with, and they realize that through collaboration and working together, they can achieve what is previously thought to be impossible. So thank you, Jim. But as you said earlier, it requires daily work, day in and day out, to bridge the gaps and create trust between people and try to heal some of the wounds around the world. So thank you for all the work you do around the world. It's easier to burn bridges down than to rebuild bridges. So thank you to everyone who's supporting the bridge builders and all the bridge builders in the room. Thank you so much.
So, presented to Jonathan Hollander and the Battery Dance Company, I would like to, should I stand? Here we go. Perfect. Here we go. Two of you. Thank you so much for coming.
Right here, please, sir. One more time.
Okay, thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you very, very much for coming. Okay, is Lorraine Kinkrow near the stage? Yes. I would like to invite Lorraine Kinkrow to come forward to introduce our next performance. Lorraine, please.
Hi everyone, so proud to be here this evening. This wonderful, wonderful honoring of so many people who are doing great works. I just wanted to introduce an incredible artist and friend, a friend of mine, who is performing this evening for all of us. She is a star of Burlesque to Broadway, as well as Rita Hayworth, The Heat Is On. Many of you may know her because many of our friends have gone to her shows. She's an absolute knockout, and she's also, friends of mine call her my sister from another mister because we resemble one another. So here she is, the beautiful and talented Quinn Lemley. Thank you.
It is such an honor to be here celebrating with all of you here at the Luce Foundation. And congratulations to all the awardees who have started with a dream. Don't tell me not to live and sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. Don't tell me not to fly, I simply got to. If someone takes a spill, it's me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I'll march my band down, I'll beat my drum, and if I'm fanned out, you'll turn it back, sir. At least I didn't make it back, sir. I guess I didn't make it. But whether I'm the rose of sheer perfection or freckle on the nose of life's complexion, the cinder or the shiny apple of its eye, I gotta fly once, I gotta try once, only can die once, right, sir? Ooh, love is juicy, juicy, juicy. I gotta have my bite, sir. Get ready for me, love, cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march my heart to drummer. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. I'm gonna live and live now. Get what I want, I know how. One throw for the whole shebang. One throw, no throw, will be bang. Eye on the target and wham. One shot, one gunshot and bam. Hey, everybody. Turn it back, sir. At least I didn't Nobody for me love, cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march my heart to drummer. Nobody, no, nobody is gonna rain on
Keep dreaming, plant seeds, and it all starts with the youth. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to a special friend, Quinn Lemley. Thank you so much. Incredible, incredible.